I started meditating when I was 19 years old. I'm 52, so that's 33 years of actively meditating, actively, daily. I've attended probably 60 Zen meditation retreats. I have taught meditation. It is a central feature and function of who I am as a human being. And yet, I'm not on board with a lot of discussion around mindfulness because it's just not deep, it's not sufficient, and it's not honest enough. My deepest concern is that we have subverted mindfulness as a tool to effect better capitalism than as a path to relieving ourselves from suffering. So, yes, mindfulness is critical, but it is not sufficient. In any tradition of evolutionary path, focused, concentrated attention is a critical component. And mindfulness, John Kabat-Zinn says something to the effect that it is a way of paying attention on purpose without judgment and with curiosity. Therein lies the heart of what this work can really do. What we're looking for in this work is not to be less stressed. It's not to be happier. It's not to be more productive as an employee. What we're looking for is to unfold the fullness of what it means to be a human being in action, in relationship, and in presence. And the mindful practice can absolutely help bring you to that. The distinction that I think is important is between mindful practice and mindful presence. Mindful practice are the things that you do in order to cultivate your ability to pay attention in a particular way. Mindful presence is the ability to take your ego and have it step a half step back so that you can be more fully present to humans, to nature, to ideas, and to the universe. So, yeah, practice mindfulness. I'm 100% into it. No. Don't believe that this will fix everything. Nothing fixes everything. As a matter of fact, practice long enough, and don't take my word for this, practice long enough in your mindful discipline that you will begin to discover and uncover one of the most fundamental truths about the nature of existence. That fundamental truth is that everything changes. Millennia ago, there was a sultan in the Middle East, and he approached Solomon, King Solomon of the Old Testament. King Solomon was considered at the time to be the wisest man alive. And so this sultan said to Solomon, hey, Mr. Wise Guy, I'm sure he didn't say it like that, but he said, you're so wise, tell me something that is always true. Tell me something that is always true. No matter of time or disposition or people or situation, something that is always true. That's a tall order. Solomon went off to reflect, came back within just a few hours and gave him the answer. And the answer he gave him was this. Here is the one truth that is always true. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Everything changes. Life is fundamentally impermanent. Nothing stays the same for long. Now, you can't just use this when it's to your advantage, like, oh my God, I'm having the worst day, this too shall pass. Because when, oh my God, I'm having the best day, that too shall pass. Everything shall pass. My invitation to you is meditate, mindfully practice long enough so that you can get intimate with this notion that this too shall pass. That's the beginning of real awakening. That's the root of where you gain your power. That's how you eliminate some of the anxiety. Most of the fear and anxiety is wrapped up in our need to control and hold things fixed. So practice mindfulness and get to the recognition that this too shall pass. The essence of mindfulness practice is to recognize that everything arises and passes, it flows and passes. And when you get that this too shall pass, you're beginning to unfold the dream and the illusion with which we sort of guide our lives so we can control things. And when you can recognize that control is not as solid and that permanence is not as predictable as you think, now you're becoming a really interesting human, a fascinating leader, and an agile human. So mindfulness is necessary but not sufficient, but start with it and use it to really move into this recognition that this too shall pass. It's scary, but it's liberating. Good luck on the journey.